On this episode of
But all I wanted was a Pepsi.
Just a Pepsi!
Give me a beer!
Dude! Did you open that big fucking mouth?
Yeah?
Yes!
Welcome back. You are watching Side Piece.
Get on the riff.
It's not funny, by the way, but fuck yeah. Alright, love you. We're all good.
Oh, my hair's fucked up.
Keep doing okay.
Accessing the archives.
I'm Roxy, lead singer, founder of BrainDeadDolls.
I'm Gabriel, I'm the drummer.
I'm Stella and I'm the bassist.
Wait, what are you guys?
We're
Brain
BrainDeadDolls.
Dead Dolls.
One more time.
Fuck. We're
Brain Dead
all of you.
One more time!
On three, ready? 1, 2, 3.
And we're Brain Dead Dolls.
Yes! Okay, now we're rolling. Do what you gotta do, Will.
Alright, so I'm Will.
I'm Ayden. Wait, fuck. Darian! Wait, Darian, why'd you stand up? Stand up, Darian.
Stand up, pendejo.
Now he's too tall. Darian, duck down. Go.
And we are Side Piece, and we're here today with Brain Dead Dolls, interviewing them about their band here. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
So our first question is just some simple stuff. Starting off, what made you gravitate to each of your instruments? Who are some of your musical idols?
So when I was 11, I saw like one of the last One Direction performances, and it's one of the shittiest things I saw. I remember I didn't even play guitar at that time, but I remember I saw the motherfucker didn't even have his guitar plugged in, and I thought for this moment, if these dumbasses can like do this stupid shit and get this fucking far, why can't I fucking do it?
Well, what about you, Galen? Let's talk about that. You have any? What kind of genre of music do you like, and where'd you start?
Well, I've been playing drums since I was 9 years old. I got inspired by the one and only Ringo Starr of the Beatles. I originally wanted to play guitar, but on my very first guitar lesson, I literally wussed out, and I just said, I don't want to do guitar anymore. I want to do drums, and now I'm here, and I've been enjoying it ever since.
What about you, Stella?
I grew up listening to The Strokes, alternative music, and I wanted to learn how to play their songs. So I started playing guitar at like 13, and I ended up gravitating toward bass.
What year did you start, and how did you start?
We started around 2024 with completely different players. I was the founding member. Nothing really too interesting. I feel as though we were really, really elementary then, and like, you know, I had like a lot of, you know, expectations of what my band would be, and I feel like it really didn't turn out well, and I changed lineup so many fucking times. And I actually met Stella a year before that, and we're pretty good friends, and she eventually joined the, you know, what is now the current lineup with BrainDeadDolls.
Yeah, I've known her since I think my sophomore year in high school. We were just really close. I loved her style, and so when I got out of rehab a couple months ago, I was interested in joining the band because my schedule had cleared out a bit, and I felt more comfortable playing and being more out there. I started going to her house and we started playing.
So you described your band with the word pornography. Can you break that down for us? And would you say it's about like shock, vulnerability, or like obsession? Kind of some
I'd say a mix between all those things, but mostly obsession. I'd say like majority of BrainDeadDolls songs revolve around like sexual sickness to some degree. Not in a prude way, but you know, those who, you know, become kind of encapsulated by it. Our songs, you know, are about, you know, porn stars and prostitutes and strippers, really, more than anything else. It's focusing mostly on like those kind of aspects of life, and not just them, but also those who kind of almost worship them. The album's been called The Prostitutes Hollow, so you know, it's kind of a thematic thing.
What about for you guys?
I have no involvement with the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have minimal involvement with the lyrics, but I can agree with that.
So when you guys, this isn't a question I had written down, but I'm actually genuinely interested now. When you guys talk about how interesting it is when sex becomes more like perverted, a little bit more like voyeuristic in a sense, and you're talking about like the mental effect it has, what is your guys' message behind that? Or is it kind of more of just like, hey, we're talking about this because it's not talked about enough? Is it we're talking about it because it should be more accepted, or we're talking about it because it's actually a detriment to society? Like, in which case are you guys coming through that?
I used to be a hooker.
I guess like for me, I want to consider like my musical contribution would be like the obsession, because I kind of get tempted to want to just keep adding more and more. Kind of like the guy who just keeps like throwing dollar bills to that one stripper he loves. I get so like entranced in the music, and there is definitely the parallel to the guy who wants to give more, as well as the guy who has a bit of an obsession with his favorite stripper, is his favorite style of pornography.
Roxy, what's your favorite style of pornography?
That weird genre of like gay emo porn from like 2012. It's just fire, where they're always fixing their hair when they're fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yes. Pornography to me. When I think about bass, I think about a lot of old-fashioned 70s pornos. Are you hitting me with like the... It's like, would you say your bass is sexy?
Yeah.
Go on to the next question. So the next question, how do your identities, either gender, sexuality, or subcultures you guys are super involved with, intersect with your art?
See, I'd say I'm definitely like the most fucking fruity one here by a long shot. So, I mean, the biggest thing was being inspired by a lot of people like Pete Burns and Ross Williams, this really kind of eccentric type. And, although I'm a transsexual and they're males, that kind of like extra, that cosmetic virtue kind of element, I feel like really ties itself into not only the songwriting, but the kind of, theatrical performance or wardrobes for the shows, especially me and Stella. I mean, I feel like this is also a good deal, the material of BrainDeadDolls, but I feel like a good deal dealing with homelessness off and on for a bit during my adolescence, and being in the kind of shitty, foster care system really kind of stemmed this kind of disinterest in, life. I feel as though, like, many people conceive life as a straightforward thing and only think about their next Starbucks order when they're ordering from Shein. Hot Topics is turning into dark Shein, And you guys keep on shitting on Shein, but do you really blame me? But I feel like when you're kind of thrown out of that whole mess and you're really on your own and you're really just your only person you fucking know, I feel it really sets your perspective, and that ties into the arts.
How did you guys feel opening up for Agent Orange? What was going through your guys' mind? And just give us some context. How was this able to be like at all possible for y'all?
It was surprising as how the booking agent just said it to me, and I thought, like, is this a fucking cover band? Is this some shit? But no, it was, fucking Agent Orange. There really wasn't too much more to it. It's surprisingly simple, but the experience itself was really good. Even though we got booked a little too early, we had a pretty responsive crowd, and, great show. Aftermath of it was really interesting. The Agent Orange pit was one of the most fucking intense pits I've ever witnessed. I got punched super hard in a brand new fucking piercing that night. It was fucking terrible, but the pit was amazing. The floor was covered in fucking beer and water. One of the best pits I've ever been in.
It was fun. I loved the crowd. Obviously, the crowd loves Agent Orange, and so it was a really big show there.
I'll just honestly say I felt like I wasn't even there. Let's put it that way.
Whoa. Yeah.
Well, it's just like kind of like an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be shitting bricks if I was opening up for some legends.
Yeah.
Bro. Fuck me.
And it really was one of those gigs where it's like, even though we got booked a little too early, it wasn't even one of those things you could, like, we couldn't even really be mad about not being the biggest thing there, Obviously, we're outshined, but that's the entire fucking point. It was the only gig I could actually feel okay with being outshined by, because it was fucking Agent Orange,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't give a shit that I wasn't the center of attention, his fucking mic's up there, and it's like, holy fucking shit, the guy's still fucking going.
This is so cool. Like, you're seeing punk legends right there and then. So it's like, fuck. Lucky y'all, for real. It's like, that's sick as fuck. And honestly, it's great to have, like, people like you here. It's a big accomplishment for y'all. Even though, like you said, you weren't the center of attention, but the fact that you guys opened up for someone like that is sick.
And it's the only acceptable fucking time. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Side Piece will be back after these messages. Side Piece preparing for auditory exploration.
6969. You're listening to Certified Freak Radio.
Will from Side Piece, and we're gonna go around asking people to show us their pepper spray. Yes, sir.
You're on the air.
Listen up, Cal. I'm in a fucking disaster.
Okay, this is my pepper spray. It's hot pink. We're gonna kill him with style. Yeah.
Just go viral now. My soul stuck in a spiral.
Then we're gonna wrap up here. Where can they find you guys? First off, we're gonna go for the band's app. So Instagram, music. You guys on Spotify?
Currently, we have a SoundCloud that's filled with our demos and shit we haven't released yet, or mostly just previous studio attempts and a few live tracks. But currently, we are 100% done with our album, The Prostitute's Hollows. We're just waiting for copyright, but we will soon be on Spotify. Look for BrainDeadDolls.
Hell yeah! Congratulations.
Yeah.
Where can they find you, Roxy? If you want to put the ad out.
Oh, if you're interested, it's your.localemo1334. Your spelled with a U-R. Look for me. You won't miss me.
Gabe?
I'm Gabe HC on Instagram.
Should people commission you more? Are you looking for more work, Gabe? I'm just saying. You should hire this guy. He's a good drummer.
He's a fucking goated.
He's an insane drummer.
Yeah, I feel like I have a few pieces of me playing, but feel free to say hi. So
yeah. Well, after this video, you have a music video, and you killed it. Stella, where can they find you?
It is Andy6is-sexy, so Andy.sixx.is.sexy.
Oh yeah. Anything else? You have any? Should they commission you? You guys have any independent art? Anything we should know about? You can promote. This is the plug. It's a selfless plug right now. Any no?
I got anything to mention here.
Dude, you guys are perfect. Then thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Woo! Thank you, BrainDeadDolls.
Thank you, BrainDeadDolls.
Processing the sounds of the underground.
Inside my heart, sleeping endless sleep. The prostitute hollows, prostitute hollows. Yeah, she gets supposed son between her eyes, pointing to her thumb. And her toes, 2 months to penetrate, too far to receive, too far to sleeping on the kitchens, out to the windows, sleeping on the kitchens, out to the windows, sleeping on the kitchens, out to the windows, see the boys butchering us, unkissed by, unkissed by. Inside my heart, sleeping endless sleep. The prostitute hollows, prostitute hollows. Yeah, take a supposed son between her eyes, pointing to her thumbs.
Thank you for watching Side Piece. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and follow.